Okay. Today we're going to be doing the circulatory system. Okay, class? Alright, so what do you know about the circulatory system? Anybody? Okay, your heart is part of it. Omega. Okay, blood, air, anything else? Your lungs is part of it. Okay, so let's do a quick little exercise. Do anybody know how to check their pulse? Okay, this is how you do it. On your hand, you're going to take your two fingers and your thumb, and you're going to press the two of them until you feel the big vein right here. You're going to put your fingers here, the two of them, and press lightly. You should feel a beating. So you might have to use your thumb, and you're supposed to feel it. Now, it takes a little trick. See if you can find your pulse on your wrist. So see a slight stub. No, not like that, really. Not like that. Take your two fingers right here. Press ever so slightly. You feeling it? Put it right hand. Not hard. Don't press hard. Press slightly. Sometimes you might have to move around. You're going to feel like that. You feel it? No, you press it too hard. Press it right here. Ever so slightly. See, look, my thumb is right here and I'm feeling it. You feeling like? It might be like, you feeling it? Look, see, so you're doing it wrong. Thumb, you do it here. Press it here and here. You feel it? Very lightly. It's going to be very light. Don't press too hard. Feel it? It takes practice. But you use your two fingers and you press lightly. If you don't feel it, sometimes if you move up or if you move down, you should feel it. Just very lightly. You don't have to press hard. You should feel it. Sometimes you have to move forward a bit. Like in between the veins, put your fingers in between the veins, and you should feel up. Thumb. That is your pulse. There's another way. Your main artery right here in your neck. If you just under your throat, if you put your finger here, you should feel it more hard. Try here. Everyone should feel it here easily. Just like if you're talking, there your voice box right here. You feeling it? Yeah. Okay, that main artery here is called your carotid artery. Now, let's count for 30 seconds and count how many times you feel it beat. 1, now I'll count and you count how many beats you feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. How many you count? 30. So a beat per minute. Right here. Right here. No, you need two fingers. Start it with one. So you count 30 beats per second, right? So that's how many times your heart beats. Some people, I don't know why, they call it a heart defect. They might have more beats. So let everyone stand up now. This is what we're going to do. We're going to run in place. Let's run in place for 30 seconds. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, now feel your pulse. It's faster, right? So your heart has to work faster now right. Your heart has to work faster to get the blood and oxygen flowing through your veins to make sure your muscles is getting the appropriate oxygen it needs. Okay, so let's sit down. But you're feeling it a lot harder now, right? The heart is beating faster. You should be able to feel it on your wrist and harder now. Not catch your breath and everything, right? Okay, so that is the... You okay? Okay, so this is part of the circulatory system. This is how a nurse checks your pulse to make sure that your heart is beating good. If you have, sometimes when you're sick, your pulse might be weak or it beats faster, this is how they check it. So, let's move on to the PowerPoint. It's going to give us more information about the circulatory system. Now, there are a couple things we need to know. What main organ in your body is responsible for the circulatory system? Raise your hand. Allison. No, I said what main organ? Lungs? Yes, but that's not what I'm looking for. Omega. The heart. Your heart is the main organ. Because even though your lungs bring in the oxygen to oxygenate your blood, if your heart is not beating, your blood can't go nowhere to circulate. Remember, your heart is the engine of your body. It is the engine of the circulatory. If your heart is not beating, your blood cannot flow through your veins and the arteries. So the lungs need the heart. Even the lungs need the heart to make it beat. So pull in the oxygen and breathe it out. Okay? So now, the circulation in your body, it's the same thing as a street. You ever see a map of a street, like of Christian Cell? Have anybody seen a map of Christian Cell with all the little roads and the by roads? That is the circulatory system. You have main roads and you have by lanes. Your arteries, which are the bigger veins, well, they're not really veins, but they're big, they are the highways. You ever see when you're watching a movie how you see the highway that have 8 lanes? 4 lanes, they're going one way, and the other 4 lanes, they're going another way. Think of that as the arteries. They are the main highways of your body. That's where all your main blood flows. Your veins are like the regular roadways. Well, actually, no, your veins are like the byways, and then your arteries, they're like the regular roads, like Centerline Road. It's a main road, but it's not a highway. Do we all understand? Yeah. Okay, so it has mass. We will soon see a map of your body with all the veins and the arteries, okay? So, this is just a quick overview. We might not be able to take on the information board, so if you could look onto the computer screen. You'll see this is the main way the circulatory system works. First, you breathe in oxygen, which comes into your lungs, and then it goes to the heart. So everything that is blue is blood that has no oxygen in it. Do you understand? Everything that is red is blood that now has oxygen, food, and nutrients. So there are two main things that are happening here. On your your right hand side is the pulmonary vein. It is the vein that takes away all the waste products in your blood, and it has no oxygen. It goes through your heart into your lungs. If you notice, it goes on your right side of your heart. So anytime you feel the right side of your heart, this is the side that has no oxygen in it, and it has all the waste product that needs to come out of your body. On your left side, where the blood is now red, because it gets oxygen, when it goes to the heart, it also collects whatever food and nutrients that is now needed for the body. So you move from your lungs to your heart, then we go to your liver, because that's the next stage. Class. The next stage that you need your oxygenated blood after it leaves the heart is where? Based on the diagram. I just mentioned it. The next part is the liver. Very good. So after the blood leaves your heart, it goes to your liver. From your liver, it goes to your digestive system. So in order for you to digest food, you need oxygenated blood. It helps move the food around. If you don't have no oxygenated blood, if you just have the blood that looks blue, which did not have any oxygen and has waste products in it, your food will not be able to digest. So to help the food to digest, you need very rich, oxygenated rich blood. Do you understand? Yeah. So tell me now, why do you think the oxygenated blood helps the food digest? Can anybody give a guess why? Besides Allison, can somebody else give me a guess? Look, R.A. Linnell. Tell me. Speak up louder. I didn't hear you. Why do you think it might help? What does the stomach do to your food? It crushes it? Okay, that's a good answer. is digesting your food. So what do you think the oxygenating the blood is helping it do? Please. Wash it away? Okay, that's good. Allison? Oxygen? Well, don't you think it helps your intestines and your stomach, or it helps your stomach to digest the food, to break apart the food, and then it helps that if your intestines have the oxygenated blood, it helps it pull out the nutrients out of the food and move it down into the intestines to go from the small intestines to the larger intestines. Okay, if you do not have no blood in your intestines, would your intestines work? So think of it this way: you never tie a string around your finger and it gets blue. After a while, what will happen to your finger? It will die. Yeah, it has a little amount, but it will die and it turns blue because it has no blood. It has no oxygenated blood. So think of it the same way that if your finger after a while will fall off because it's dead, don't you think if your intestines have no oxygenated blood that it will stop working and you won't be able to get the nutrients out of the food you eat? Yes, Alexis? Right, and what? You notice after a while your hands start to get cold because there's no blood. Your blood is warm. So if your blood is not flowing, it gets cold. Okay? So after if the blood goes from the digestive system, it goes to your kidneys. Do anybody know what the function of your kidneys are? Allison? Excuse me? No, that's the intestine. Hey, keeps you alive, but what function? How about it filters out any toxins out of the body? That's the kidney and the liver. No, toxins. The kidney and the liver does almost the same thing where it helps filter out toxins out of the body. So after the kidney, your blood reaches your leg. You could still live with one kidney. So no, you need to remember this. Blood goes from the lungs to your heart, to your liver, to your intestines, to your kidneys, and then to your legs. Why do you think legs are the last part? Veronica?
Because legs are the last part because
can anybody help Veronica why they think that? Well, let's try omega analysis. I don't know. Let me have somebody else. Tell me why you think the lens is the last part that the blood flows on the circulatory system. Please. It's the biggest lens flow. Think of gravity. Go ahead, Taisha. It's on the ground, you're getting it flow. So if you're standing upright, right, the blood flows down. Obviously, what goes up must goes down. So if the blood starts from on top, if it's flowing with gravity or against gravity, so it will go down, but then it will go back up because the heart is pulling the blood that don't have no oxygen back up. Okay? So think of it as a clock. It goes wrong and wrong and wrong. Okay? Alright. So now, there are three major parts when we're thinking about our circulatory system. Can anybody tell me one based on our 4 points? Shania, tell me one. Is right okay for you to see? The heart, that's the main one. The blood vessel, yearly. The blood. Okay, so tell me this. Could the circulatory system still flow without blood in it? No. Okay. Why? It says it right on there. It carries all the important stuff. Right? So what? Tell me what you think this stuff is. Food. What else? Oxygen. nutrients. I think those are very important. But what's the main thing that we all need to get rid of? If it stays in your body, it will do very much harm to you, Veronica. Something we all have to get rid of. It's out there. What is important? If you keep this in your body, you will eventually get sick. No, what stuff? If you don't get rid of this, okay, let's think of it this way. What do you throw away every day when you don't need it anymore? What do you call it? Jerika, help us. Waste. If we don't get rid of the waste in our body, we will get sick. Right, toxins are considered waste. Would you keep garbage in your home?
No.
We throw away because if you keep the garbage, eventually it'll cause you to get sick, right? So think of the waste deposit in your body. Your blood has to get rid of it, whether it's through urination or defecation. That's a way of getting rid of it, right? Or even breathing out CO2. So that's waste. We breathe in oxygen, right? Don't you think if you breathe in or keep carbon dioxide in your body, what will happen? What will happen to you, Veronica? It makes you sick. What else? Eventually, when you have enough carbon dioxide in your body, what will happen to you? There's one thing that will happen to everybody if they have enough. Janelle, help us. You will die. Right? That's why it's good to breathe out. So the oxygenated blood brings in the oxygen. The deoxygenated blood takes out not only the waste but the carbon dioxide, which is the most harmful thing to people, okay? You understand? So now remember this. There are three main parts to your circulatory system. Stay with me, class. Blood vessels, the heart, and the blood. Those are the three main things we need to have circulation. If we don't have one, we don't have circulation. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now, the number one thing, blood vessels. It's like a one-way street. They flow only one way. If you have vessels in your blood, in your body, it can only go one way. It can't go two ways. Okay? So tell me this. If all the blood on my right side is the deoxygenated blood, do you think oxygenated blood flow on my right side?
No.
Why? I just said it. Why? Why can't it?
It goes one way.
It goes one way. So we know, based on our previous diagram, which side do we have oxygenated blood? On your left or right side?
Left.
On your left side. On your right side will have the deoxygenated blood, right? Okay. So now, if we listen to our heart, like we were just listening a while ago, your heart makes up what lung?
A beat.
The duck. Why does it tell you why does it make that song? Yes, okay, that's true. It tells me I'm living. Obviously, it won't make that song if I'm dead, right? So can anybody else tell me why does your heart make the duck? Veronica?
It pumps and pushes the blood.
It pumps and pushes the blood. So it pumps in, it pulls in the blood and it pushes out the blood. As you can see right here, you see the blood is the root, It's pulling in the blood, pushing out the blood. Pulling it in, pushing it out. So now if you listen to your heartbeat, it's making a little sound. The love is when the blood is pushed out of the heart. So when you have the love, it's pushing the blood out. The dove is when it's pushing the blood in. So the love is out, the dove is in. You get it?
Yes.
So when you have love, it's pushing out the blood. That means it's pushing out oxygenated blood. The blood will be red. When they say the dove is pulling in, the blood will be blue. Well, let me ask a quick question now as you're saying the blood is blue. Why do you think the blood is blue? I already heard from you, Allison. Let's hear from somebody else. Why do you think the blood is blue? I've already heard from you, Omega. Aisha. Let's hear from somebody else. Why? We've been talking about it for a while. Shamara, what do you think? What happens to you when you stop breathing?
Your blood gets cold and turns blue.
Okay, it turns blue. True. But what happens to your body on a whole?
It stops moving.
It starts moving more. Let us talk about when they're drowning. And what color are they left?
Blue.
Blue. What color is blue? But why? Why do you think it's that?
Because they...
You need to raise your hand. You need to raise your hand. Please, tell me why you think. Shamara just told us it's because the blood is not moving. Air, oxygen, that's the main reason. When your blood no longer has oxygen in it, it turns a bluish purple color. And it also has weight in it, that what helps it turn that color. But when it now has oxygen in it, it turns a red color. So that is why if you look at your wrist. What color do you see your baby?
Green.
Well, it looks green, bluish, purple, but we can tell. Now look at the face on the other side. It's the same color, right?
Yeah.
But it could be because of our skin. We can't really see the color, but and it's just looking. It looks like that, right? But we know when we bleed, what color is your blood?
Red.
Red.
Brown.
Raise your hand. Well, that's when they clot. But it's not really black. It's a dark red. It's red. It's not black. If you smear it, you'll see it's red. Yes, please. Because it's oxygenated blood that's come out. And really and truly, your blood is red, not blue. I have red blood. I hope you have red blood too. It's just your veins. It's really your veins that make the blood blue. But really and truly, your blood is red. Okay, if it's still in it, it has platelets that are red in color. The only thing that's a different color in your blood is your white blood cells. They're actually white. Let's add a
People say when they're angry and you cut them, you
I don't know about that. If you cut me, I will bleed. Okay, so now moving forward, let's take a quick look at a video that's telling us a little bit more about circulation.
Human heart
Let's pay
beats
attention.
about 100,000 times a day. During an average lifetime, it will beat more than 2.5 billion times.
Can anyone see?
The heart works as a pump to push blood to the organs, tissues, and cells of your body. Blood delivers nutrients and oxygen to every cell, and removes waste products and carbon dioxide made by those cells. The heart functions as two separate pumps, controlling the two loops that make up the circulatory system. In the first loop, oxygen-poor blood travels from the heart and heads to the lungs to pick up fresh oxygen. From the nerves in your toes to the heart itself, the trillions of cells in your body need oxygen to live. In the lungs, red blood cells are forced to travel in single file through tiny blood vessels called capillaries, which line the bubble-like air sacs called alveoli.
As you can see it on your diagram.
Oxygen molecules move through the thin
See the first
capillary
name?
walls and attach to red blood cells.
Diagram of
After
the heart.
receiving a new supply of oxygen from the lungs, the blood turns bright red and flows back to the heart.
So
The
you don't
second
see
group
the
of
white
circulatory
blood cells
system
bright red.
gives
It's still
oxygen
red.
and food to tissues and cells throughout the body. Blood flows through 3 types of tubes called blood vessels. Large vessels that carry blood from the heart are called arteries. They're thick and elastic and act like the superhighway with the circulatory system. They expand and contract to pump blood. Veins, which have thinner walls, depend on body muscles to pump blood back to the heart. The tiniest of the vessels are capillaries, whose walls are only 1 cell thick. All of the cells of the body, including red blood cells themselves, use this energy to perform their specialized tasks.
So remember, every cell
Pancreatic
in your
cells
body uses
release
blood.
compounds that help with digestion. Nerve cells send electrical impulses passing messages throughout the body. And muscle cells contract and relax to move parts of the body. As they do their jobs, cells create waste products that the blood carries away.
Remember we talked about the waste product?
Into larger and larger things as the blood makes its return trip back to the heart, where the cycle will start once again.
So tell me, is there any part in your body based on this video that does not have blood flowing through it? Did it say that part? Excuse me? Speak louder. Because blood will come out, just in by your heart or not. But in the video it says every cell in your body receives oxygenated blood. Every cell. So every cell needs blood to function and to perform its duty. If it don't get blood, it cannot function. Right? Okay, so this is what we're going to do now. We are going to, since we've already learned about how the blood flows and we watched the video channel, how the blood flows from the lungs to the heart, we're going to we're going to do a little chart and we're going to put it in sequences. Right? So this is what you're going to do. Yes, Omega?
So what happens if like the blood will go through your kidney and then there's a little hole in the blood that long way?
If there's a hole in your kidney where the blood is flowing through, the blood will leak or fill your stomach with blood. So you end up bleeding. That's what they call internal bleeding. If you don't get to the emergency room quickly enough to stop it, you'll bleed to death.
Excuse the interruption at this time. Ms. Carvino to the main office. Ms. Carvino to the main office.
You'll bleed to death internally wherever nobody's feeling any blood coming out of you. But your stomach will swell up because it's pulling up all the blood in your body. And every person, we have about 4 kinds of blood. Yes. Yes, Shirley. Because that means they're bleeding in their stomach. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. The direction says we're going to read the sentences below and use the scissors to cut along the dotted lines, and we're going to glue the sentences in sequence to where they belong. But what we're going to do is we're not going to glue it and we're not going to cut it up. When you reach home, you can cut it up and you're going to glue it in your book in the correct order. So what I want you to do is take your pencil and you're going to write whichever sentence you think goes first. You're going to write a number 1 on the side. So if you think blood enters the heart is number 1, you're going to put a 1 on the side right here. Yes, Alison. Right. It's like basically. Remember when you watch this PowerPoint, this slide right here where it tells you how the blood flows? Now you're going to show me. I'm not going to leave this up. If you pay attention and follow along, you should be able to put this in order. So you're sequencing it. Remember we learned about sequencing all last week in lesson 4, language arts? Okay, so now you're going to use the sequencing skills that you learned, and you're going to just write 1, there are 9 of them. So you're going to write 1 to 9 next to it. Don't write it in the box because you're going to do this in your copybook for your notes, but you'll do this at home. Just write 1 to 9, whichever one you think is first. You write number 1 on the side. Okay? So you got 5 minutes. Go ahead. Take your time and read the sentences, and which one do you think goes first? Do you think the blood enters the heart or the lungs as oxygen? Whichever one you think is first, you put that as 1. Then if you think, well, the clean blood enters the left arterium is number 2, then you can say it as number 2. You could use your diagram of the heart. You could use this diagram to help you. I'm not putting up the slide where it shows you because that will be giving it away. Use this diagram. Because remember we were following along the diagram when we were watching the video on the PowerPoint. So now use the diagram to help figure it out. You have your diagram of the heart. Use it to help you. You already finished? Let's see what you have. I don't like number 4. You got to see all of it. Sorry, you're supposed to use your diagram. Finish? No oxygen in the blood. Everything on this side has oxygen in the blood. So if you bring in oxygen, that means the oxygen is going to go somewhere. Where does it go? First is after the oxygen and the blood leaves the lung. Where does it go to? The heart. So where in the heart? Now we know the red blood has oxygen. Where in the heart does it go? So these are and the second word that have her, for those that have her, it's for the blood cell. There's something here and it is out there. So it enters in, this is the lung, this is the blood from the lung, and then the heart, and it comes up here. So it's right there. It's telling you. So looking at that, it should be helpful. Definitely help you here. We got 3 more minutes. Okay, something else number 1. Not number 9. Okay, you look at that as a summary. Okay. So however much goes to the right side. Depending on which way you're looking at it. Oh. See, that's why it's not right now. Based on the test, this is what I'm talking about. You have oxygen in the blood, they does not have oxygen in the blood. This comes from the lungs into the heart. This is the overall, the heart from the heart. blood from the heart comes in here, and it goes out to the body. So you need to review. Okay. Okay. No. I have a moment before. And then bye-bye. So you need to, everything after that is messed up because of how you are 3 and 4. Bye. We got 2 more minutes. Okay. No. This is not right. Copy number 2. So remember, this has no oxygen, this has oxygen. So everything on this side that is left has oxygen in it. Everything that is right has no oxygen. Remember, we're flowing, the way we're looking at it is the oxygenated blood is distributing to the body. Now if you're looking at it in reverse, that will be the oxygenated blood coming back into the heart. But we're looking at it flowing out from the heart first, okay? Okay. I will call. Yeah, I will call on number 1. I know number 3. Yeah, number 2. Kind of be that far. And it kind of be the right. You all have to remember the right has no oxygen. So if the blood leaves the heart, it cannot be leaving from the right. It has to be leaving from the left. Okay. No. Yeah. Okay. No. Carbon 3. Carbon 3. Okay, so let's go over this together now. Can I have everybody attention? Remember I told you you can use this to help you fill up this. Now, I told you the way through the PowerPoint and the video, it all tells you that everything on your left side of your body will be blue because it has no oxygen. Everything on your right side will be a brighter red because it has oxygen, nutrient, and food in it. So now, which will be number 1? Going off of this, just brief information I just give you, which will be number 1? Number 1 could be 1 or 2 things. Just say, which one will you think? It could be 1 or 2 things. Go ahead, Risha. The lungs add oxygen, yes, that could be number 1. What's another one that could be number 1? Tomorrow.
The blood is pumped to the body.
The blood is pumped to the body. So either one of those could be number 1. Or the blood pump to the body could be number 9. So keeping that in mind, let's move forward. What will be number 2 if we're going to use that for our purposes, use the lung as oxygen. So after the lung as oxygen, what will be number 2? Lee. No. Allison. Blood enters the heart. That will be number 2. Okay, you're leaving from the lungs to the heart. Remember the chart? It shows lungs, then heart. So what will be number 3? After the blood enters the heart, what does it do? You know, with this, where this comes in hand again. Omega. The left atrium, correct. And we need to speak loud, okay? So it goes to the left atrium. So that's number 3. What's number 4? From the left atrium, where does it go? The left ventricle. Very good. From the left ventricle, where does it go? Go ahead, Allison. Well, you can also put the blood is pumped to the body. From the left ventricle, the blood is pumped to the body. So after it pumps to the body, it goes to the right It goes from the lungs to the heart, to the right arterium, right? The left arterium, sorry, which is right here. You see this big vein right here? And I'm going to enter the heart. Then it comes out. So that's when it goes to the left ventricle, right? And then it comes through the body. Let's do this here instead. And then it goes to the right artery, right ventricle. So the right ventricle will be what number?
5.
Number 5. So what after that? What's the next sequence after it goes to the right? Actually, no. It don't go. Yeah, it goes to the right ventricle. After that, where does it go? Shanara. After it leaves the right ventricle, where does it go? No, it goes to the lungs. So it goes back, it adds the blood is pumped to the lungs. Then it goes to the right ventricle, okay? So for homework now, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do 2 things for homework. You're going to cut this out. You already have the sequence. You could get it from someone else. Let me explain homework. You're going to cut this out and you're going to glue it into your copybook, okay? Make sure you head it up the secretary system for today's day, and science, okay? And then you're going to glue it to that. Then I want you to write why you think it's important for us to have a secretary system, okay? And what will happen if there are a blockage anywhere along the path, what you think might happen, okay? So if you write, well, if I have a blockage in my leg, what do you think might happen in my left leg? If I have a blockage in my right, no, you're going to write this for homework, okay? If I have a blockage in my right leg or in my right shoulder, you're going to write what you think will happen, okay? And then also, you also have your study guide. You're supposed to be filling it out along as we went along. If you didn't get to fill it out, you need to also fill it up so this will help you for the test, okay? So go ahead and write down your homework in your homework book, and I'll come around to sign it. Yes, Omega.